gonna change the world, just me and this guitar. And I'm gonna bank more money than you can fit in 20.
Guys, we just wrapped up a heck of a mason jar session with Aaron Goodvin here. Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Maybe you're relatively new to the country music scene. Maybe tell us a little bit about your background of where you came from and what kind of got you started in music.
Yeah, I grew up in a small town in northern Alberta called Spirit River, and I played hockey growing up. And I fell in love with music when I was really young. My family plays. My mom and dad played. My uncles and aunties all play. So it's I learned about country music around the campfire, and while my family was drinking beer. So that's kind of how it all began for me. I think the moment where it switched was I was in a karaoke contest when I was like 12 at a local mall in Grand Prairie, and there was I sang for fun before, got a karaoke machine, me and my sister for Christmas one year. I was 12, and I loved to sing. It was just something I loved to do. But it switched when I got up on stage and I was in front of people. I kind of had an aha moment, and then from there, I just kept going. I mean, that was a long time ago, obviously now. But from there, I just kept plowing away, and I started a band when I was 18, played all the bars, eventually moved to Nashville. I was 25, and wrote songs for a living, and was able to get some big cuts and some big things happen, which just kind of proved to me I was on track as an artist. I mean, I've always been an artist, and I think some people have gotten confused over the years, whether I was an artist or a songwriter. But I've always been an artist, and I've always written songs for me.
So okay, that's a great lead into the next question. Singer-songwriter, comes to mind, and when you move to Nashville, that really tends to be the case.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
A lot of artists go down there thinking, well, this is going to be a foot in the door, a good start. When was it when you decided that was it? You wanted to be the artist as well, as rather than just being stuck.
Well, I mean, I think I always was. I mean, I was like more of a performer than anything.
Yeah.
That was my passion. The rest of everything, I just happened to luck out and have a knack for songwriting. It's something that I love to do, but I write so I can perform. So I can deliver those songs. It's that's always been my main focus. And I think what happened was, because I had a knack for writing, when I moved to Nashville, I was able to get into some doors, and I was able to get people's attention because I could write songs. And because in that town, that's really what it's all about.
Sure.
It's really about songs, and as it should be.
Yeah.
We need a place like that, because I'm an intense lover of a great written song, just as much as I'd love to perform a great written song. So that's really all. I've always been an artist, in that respect. So whether people thought I was or wasn't, I've always been.
So your album drops April 8th.
Yeah. So
maybe, congratulations. That's got a lot of hard work and,
put into it. It's been like 10 years. I've been writing one album for 10 years. Yeah, so I'm really excited.
But that's good though. So you've put your best of the best on this.
Absolutely.
Thing, maybe I don't need to go through the whole album, but maybe tell us some of the highlights of of knowing that this song is going to get out there. And
I mean, there's so many. I mean, I wish I could put out like 12 singles, but the most exciting part about this whole record, about me coming out, and putting all these songs together. The most exciting thing is there's songs on there that I wrote years ago that I always thought needed to be heard.
Sure.
And and it's like I write for a publisher in Nashville, Warner Chappell, and they're always pitching songs, but a lot of the feedback that we were getting is like, this is a great song, but we have nobody who can sing it, or we have nobody who wants to say that. So the real exciting thing for me is I get to say what I wanted to say. Warner, Warner Canada is like, they literally went, Aaron, just go do the record. There was no, we need some of this, we need some of that. So they gave us complete freedom, which allowed me to have the songs that I really wanted on this record, and my producer really wanted. Johnny Reed is a really big part of what I do, and he's even on a management level is what I'm trying to say. The most amazing thing is there's songs that I'm so close to. what I do musically is just a lot more real, in my opinion, than what's out there.
Sure.
I'm just a real guy who loves real songs and sings about real life. That's all I've ever been. So that's what I'm excited about. So.
I think of them more as stories.
Yeah.
You know, like country music is a story.
Yeah.
You know, genre.
Yeah.
It's not a, let's say, a 3-minute song genre. It's a 3.5, 4-minute story. And you know, that's kind of how I see things. Being on this tour with Johnny Reid, you know, it's pretty extensive right across Canada. You couldn't ask for more exposure. Let's say, you know, people always say exposure.
Yeah,
I'll do this for exposure.
Yeah.
You know, being with Johnny Reid, you're not just talking exposure here. You're you know, you got the Tartan Army coming out every night.
Totally, man.
What's it been like?
It's been like unbelievable. Like, it's one thing to have a crowd of, you know, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people watching you.
Yeah.
To feed off of. You know, it's a whole nother thing when that crowd is sitting on the end of their seat, you know, like totally focused in on what you're doing, you know, like a tentative audience. I mean, I've played in front of 5,000 people before, but not people that had their butt in a seat and they were ready to hear a song. They were ready to be entertained.
Yeah.
And I think that starts with Johnny and kind of trickles down, you know. So I think that for me it's a dream come true just to be on the road with Johnny Reid. I've followed his career since the beginning. I remember him when he was like had his first song out. I did a show with him. Like, so this is like a real strong connection for me to, you know, if there was anybody in the world that I would like dream to go on the road with, it would be Johnny Reid. So I'm just blown away that I'm even still here.
Wasn't kicked off the tour 15 dates in or 2 dates in.
Oh,
that's
man,
awesome.
and 47 shows. I mean,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Crazy.
Incredible.
So you've got a few summer dates, big ones, Big Valley Jamboree,
Yeah.
Merritt Rock and River Fest.
Yeah.
You know, that's your neck of the woods on the
Yeah,
West Coast.
on the West, yeah.
You know, how exciting is that to know that you're going to get a chance to play those stages?
It's awesome. I mean, obviously, Big Valley is a huge one growing up. I mean, you know, they had a songwriters tent there that I frequently played at over the years. So to be able to switch from there, I did the beer gardens one year too. But
this isn't the beer gardens.
This isn't the beer
This
gardens. This is not. Yeah, exactly. So you know, like I say, it's really amazing to be out there playing my songs, and to have the world kind of accept that's what I do now is an amazing thing for me because I played bars for years now.
Sure.
You know, and so just making that switch and having everybody go, yeah, no, we want him, we want that. You know, so it's an amazing feeling. I don't think there's anything more validating than, you know, going from a beer gardens or a songwriter stage to the main stage. You know, it's just to have people accept you that way is incredible.
It is, isn't it? You know, knowing that you get that feedback from hearing those fans. And,
Absolutely.
That's the next question, leading into fans. You know, you're getting an opportunity now to meet some of those people on this tour. You know, after your set, getting out and talking to people in the merch tent and stuff like that. What's that experience been like for you?
Man, it is so cool. I've got so much good like feedback just from people who've never like. I'm gonna tell you this, like we're in Ontario right now, and I love it because nobody, you know, like people reach out to me and they go, I've never heard of you before.
Yeah.
And to me, like when we played out west, there's a lot, you know, I played out there a lot, so there's a lot of, you know, I'm from there, and so there's a lot of people that knew me for so long, but I come out here and I've spent very little time out here. So the most amazing thing is people are seeing me for the first time, and they're reacting in such a way that they have no preconceived notion of what I was before, who I was before. So the most amazing thing, like I get people who tell me they're like, you reminded me of Johnny 10 years ago, and I was like, well, I have to hug you now. You know, I hope you're okay with me hugging you. You know, I know you probably came here to give me a hug, but no. So it's been an amazing thing. I mean, how many times can you say amazing? I wish there was a better word. But it's just it is, and there's so many people, and they're just immediately supportive, and they're like, you're gonna have your own tour someday, and you're gonna. And it's just like all the things I wished I was gonna hear years ago. You know, it's finally happening. And I mean, God's funny like that. You know, he makes it happen when it's ready to happen. So I'm just really happy.
So, last question: social media. For someone like yourself, it kind of plays a big role into country music. mainly music in general today, trying to get out and have access to your fans and things like that.
Yeah.
How do you deal with social media, or how do you interact with
Dude,
it?
I'm so hands-on. It's not even funny. It like usually after the shows, I'll start getting messages, and I respond to everybody, and I just say thank you so much, and like I just I call them fans. I think of them more as friends. I think of them more like these people are spending their hard-earned money, and they're getting to hear me play for the first time. The last thing I want is is somebody on the other end pretending to be Aaron Goodvin. I just don't want that. I'm very hands-on with it, and I make a joke every night in the show that how many I look at my Facebook likes before I go on, and I do. I look at it before I go on, and then I go out on stage, and usually after my second song, I tell people how many likes I have on Facebook, and then I just don't say anything, and then I just go, I want more. So so it's like yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, they're not gonna like it if they don't know that I want to like it.
No, it's true.
But so anyway, so I make a joke about it, but I'm very hands-on with it. Like I say, I do a lot of it myself, and I'm not like super great at it, but like some other people are. I just want people to know that it's me behind my phone going, thank you, thank you for listening, and thank you for believing in what I do. So.
Well, thank you for doing this.
Right, thank you for having me.
Guys, album drops April 8th, and don't miss him on the rest of this tour. Unbelievable. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Just me and this guitar, and I'm gonna bank more money than you can fit in 20 tip jars. And I'm gonna